Who is Twikipedia? With the hyperpop scene rising in recent years, many have made a name for themselves. One of those people would be Twikipedia, also known as Delta, known for their unique style and ability to create many styles of music. Although having a recent rise in the Soundcloud and hyperpop scene, their online image is still obscure. Many don't know much more than Twikipedia or Delta just being an artist. So let's go back to the beginning. Twikipedia would be born in Bolivia?
You know this be hysterious. Yeah, he come from Bolivia. He think he a comedian. I'm funny.
On the 16th of May in 2004, I believe, and would then live in Brazil most of their life. Growing up in Brazil, a country with a 13% poverty rate as of 2021, they would struggle with money, having no water nearly every day of September. Nevertheless, they still loved living there, especially with friends and family nearby. With growing up in Brazil, they became fluent in Brazilian Portuguese and speak English as well. Around 2018, Twikipedia would start uploading videos to YouTube, mainly revolving around Roblox, but they would not take it too seriously, uploading every few months. Around this time, they would also start producing beats and uploading them on Soundcloud under the name Delta Day. They would also release joke rap songs on their YouTube channel.
So ugly, I'm better rap than you.
Later in 2019, they would release their first album titled Twikipedia, which contained 10 songs. Later in April of 2019, Twikipedia would find the song Omegle by Saturn while scrolling on Soundcloud. Twikipedia was already planning on making a screaming song type album, but was inspired by Saturn and wanted to try that style of music. They later became friends with Saturn, got Saturn's presets, and then experimented with lots of autotune. And then in 2020, Twikipedia released their first sort of hyperpop type album titled Die. This album would contain 5 songs on SoundCloud but have 12 songs on other platforms such as Spotify and YouTube Music, but technically would contain 14 songs, with 2 songs containing 2 songs in 1 song. They also started uploading flips or remixes under the name Bomber on SoundCloud at this time. Then in June, Twikipedia alongside Dollywood, dltzk, and Lieu would release the song XDLOL, produced by 4am, and released under the collective Roblox Core. This would be the first and last song for the collective. Twikipedia later released their next album, Songs and Music, 4 months later. This contained 14 songs, having 2 features, Pitfall and Midwest, Midwest now being at the top of the hyperpop scene. The song with Midwest now has almost 1 million plays on Spotify. This is me in the future. I wrote the script a few days ago, and then the song had around 900k plays, but a few days later, and it has 1 million, so congrats to Twikipedia. I believe that's his first song with 1 million plays. This album would carry on the autotune style songs, which would show Twikipedia really liked it. Around this time, they would stop uploading on their SoundCloud account Delta Day, which hasn't uploaded since, but has a total of 46 uploads. They would also start releasing songs experimenting with different types of vocals under the name ericdoa fan 39 on SoundCloud. This is probably related to ericdoa's old alt account, Dante Red, which he used to experiment with different types of vocals. Now in August, literally a month after they released their last album, they released their first EP, Masks, which contained 6 songs and featured Black Owner Wells, Ways, and brought back Pitfall again. A month later in September, Twikipedia would start uploading scrap songs under the name Delta on SoundCloud, a name they already had being D2LTA and D9LTA. In October, Twikipedia would release a new EP titled Talk. This would contain 3 songs featuring Sebi, Black Winter Wells, Angelus, and Tay Paradox. 2020 was an insane year for Twikipedia, releasing 2 albums, 2 EPs, and uploading on 4 SoundCloud alt accounts alongside their main account. We finally reached 2021. After releasing so much in 2020, they would chill out a bit in 2021 and just release singles and an EP. To kick off the year, they would make a song with ericdoa, where Twikipedia sang in Portuguese and Eric sang in Spanish. 3 months later, they released Hotel featuring Sebi. The song got almost 700,000 plays on Spotify. Another 3 months later in July, they would start releasing quote-unquote self-expression music under the name Alpha Dream 2 on Soundcloud. The songs usually being many samples combined together over a beat. The account's location is New York, which I'm guessing means they've lived in New York at some point. As in a video, they mentioned they have not always lived in South America and had their avatar over New York on a map.
Get term needed. Alright, so like when I first logged into that account, I was in South America and I primarily used it in North America, and I don't know.
In August, Twikipedia would release a new EP, Throwaways, which had 6 songs but no features. 2 of the songs in this EP were previously on their alt accounts Delta Day but were put into the EP. After this, they would release a single named Titles, a follow-up or part 2 to their song Aro, made in 2020. On Twitter saying, I was born at the age of 0, and at that time was the youngest human being on the planet. That is, until mere milliseconds later, where that title was stolen from me. Now, I dedicate my life to reclaiming. But was this really part 2? As in 2019, they released a song named Title on their Delta Day account, with Super Mario 64 as the cover, and they released a video of Super Mario 64 for Titles. Titles got almost 300,000 plays on Spotify. Anyways, they would also release their first song in a year on their ericdoa fan 39 alt account, alongside making a song with Virgin God and Roddy, 2 Portuguese artists at the top of the Portuguese hyperpop scene. Twikipedia has also made other songs with both of them. Around this time, they also made a video on their YouTube channel talking about where they have been and talking about uploading again, which hasn't happened.
Hey everyone, so I guess you've all been wondering where I've been the past year and a half.
Somewhere in 2020 to 2022, Twikipedia joined the collective Helix tiers, which has people like Osquin and Black Winter Wells. Twikipedia is still uploading on all 4 of their alts besides Delta Day to this day, and also uploading other music to their Twitter, so they're doing a lot more than it may seem. Overall, Twikipedia's story is an interesting one, from making joke music to making 2 albums and 3 EPs on just their main account, and having big features like Black Winter Wells, ericdoa, and Virgin God, gaining over 60,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and tens of thousands of followers on all other platforms and accounts, and literally making over 100 songs in only a few years. By the way, they make all of their cover art. Hopefully, you learned a thing or two about Twikipedia. I mean Delta. I mean Bomber. I mean ericdoa fan 39. I mean Delta Day. I mean Alpha Dream 2! I hope I didn't forget anything, and thanks for 20 subs. I can upload more now that this is finished, so DSL vid coming soon. See ya. By the way, I'm gay.